Alright guys, so a quick recap. So this is what happened. You guys basically are currently investigating a hut, basically. A hut that has the monk that Gnarr, the tiefling, what berserker was supposed to meet. And then there you also meet a new character which is named Saul. Also another monk from the Temple of Cord that was sent there to meet up with a monk that you were supposed to meet. Only to find out that the monk is gone and you have no idea where the monk is, but something bad did happen at the hut which is located outside the city walls. After that, you guys went back to the estate, to the inside the nobles district, where the place that was provided and given to you by the elder. There, you found out that a noble's mansion, which was Yernet's home, was burned down to the ground, killing most of Yernet's family. With that being said, Yernet did not take kindly to this and planned revenge for her family. You guys decided to investigate, and Saul went to the church and found nothing. And what you call Gnarr investigated the city market and managed to get a name from a merchant lady. The name is none other than Mendel Nicholson, basically.
I can ping it. I took notes last time if you want me to.
Yes, please. That would be really helpful. Thank you. There you go. That's the name. Okay, so your net, basically you're outside the city walls because that's where you want to investigate to find people who might be involved with your what you call with what happened to your family. So I want you to roll a perception check to see if you could find people that might help you find what you call help you trace back what happened to your family, or if you could find people that you could ask questions.
Right? Let me check. All right. So I have a 19.
Alright, so with the 19, you do see a cart, basically, that is parked a few feet away from your direction. And basically, what you call, you see two humans, peasants, who's driving this cart. One of them goes down to take a pee in the bushes, and you hear them talking. You hear the other man talking, saying, it's a good thing that, we have Dragonborns added to the workforce in the mines, right? And then you hear the other man respond, yeah, you're right. At least they're better than the humans. They don't get tired easily, am I right? Yeah, let's just hope they do not slack off. We don't want our boss, we don't want our boss to get mad if they slack off. That's the last thing we want. And after that, the two peasants finish their business, goes back to the cart, and the cart leaves, going westward to the, I would say, westward to the city walls.
Okay. Am I on foot or
Yes, currently you are on foot.
yes? So I would like to follow these guys. wherever they're going?
It's gonna be hard to follow them considering they have a cart and a horse and they're going deeper to the woods. So, are you gonna try to follow them by yourself?
Well, these guys probably have my family members, and I will have to do something to follow them. But do I have someone around me that I can ask to lend me a horse or a carriage that can take me there?
I would say that you're currently outside the city walls and you do see carts, merchants.
Okay, so I would like to try to persuade any of them to see if they can take me to these mines.
Okay, so you approach a peasant carrying a cart full of haystack, and as you approach this man, the man stops and looks at you, and what do you say?
Hi there. I would like to go to the mines. Is it possible for you to take me there?
The man gives you a weird look and says, as much as I want to take you there, I think I can't. One, because we don't know what to expect in the woods. There could be monsters or a pack of wolves. Two, that is private property and I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to go there unless we're in official business.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I will keep trying to find someone who can take me there. So I can add to the information that I'm giving to these guys that I'm a noble and that I know the elder and that I have an official business with him or to do for him. Maybe that can convince them.
I would say even after trying to use your nobility to convince the traveling merchants or traveling peasants to give you a ride to the mines, most of them are either too scared or too afraid that if they take you there, they might be ambushed by a pack of wolves or monsters that lurk in the woods, or I would say that they're also scared that they might get in trouble for trespassing the mines because, like I said, they're not supposed to be there unless they have official business to be there.
Well, I might have to probably come back to the city and try to convince the other adventurers to see if they want to go with me with this new information that I have.
Alright, so Nerissa, it's up to, I'm going to you now. You're currently at the what you call Nobles District, and basically you see a bunch of fancy houses, you see nobles walking around in fancy carts. So what do you do?
So I'm just going to start asking around, and of course staying hidden from as Isa, but I'm just gonna start asking around, trying to get information.
Are you trying to look for someone in particular?
I'm looking for somebody who might possibly look shady.
Alright, so roll perception and see and let me know what you roll.
6.
Alright, so with a 6, you don't find anything shady. In particular, you, basically, everyone here has this demeanor, this wealthy, powerful demeanor, and they are giving you strange looks as you do not technically, you don't look someone who technically belongs in a noble's district. So as you're trying to look around, people are giving you weird looks and just glares, basically.
Oh, okay. Then I'll go into a shop.
Okay, so as you try to look around, there is no shop basically because this is the Nobles District. You do see fancy houses, pretty much. But as you try to look around, you do see what appears to
Okay.
be some sort of museum.
Okay, then I'll go into the museum.
This place, as you go to the museum, you do see this gigantic, like a Roman type structure with white stone pillars. What you call that? White stone pillars surrounding this structure, and you do see that the rooftops has beautiful carved etchings of flowers and dragons, and you see what appears to be statues of different kinds of races. You see human knights, you see elven archers, you see dragonborn soldiers carved in the roofs of this beautiful structure, which is the museum.
Okay. So I will try to look for somebody who's more like a curator or somebody who seems to know the place.
Alright, as you try to look around, you do see some sort of elder scribe or a scholar wearing this light brown robes, walking around human, probably somewhere in his 60s, wearing glasses, wearing a pair of glasses and holding what appears to be some sort of book and quill, just, walking around inside the so-called museum, basically.
So I'll go up and talk to him then.
As you try to approach him, he looks at you and gives you a smile. And yes, he says,
Hi, I'm new to the area. I've never been to this wonderful city of Dracosia. And I just wanted to know some history.
well, that's good. What do you want to know, basically?
I mean, I see that you have Whitestone pillars. Do you have any affiliation with Whitestone?
Yes. Basically, the pillars themselves are from the what you call parts of Taldore, a city or a place there called Whitestone. That's where we get most of this Whitestone material from. Very rare, considering this is the only place who owns this magnificent type of stone. No one can even explain how how they managed to find this rare material. Are you a sculptor, perhaps?
Oh no, I've passed by Whitestone with my father before, and it's nice to see that their resources are getting around.
Well, basically, trade is very important. Most cities won't survive and won't thrive without trade. Basically, not every materials or resources is available in one place, so you trade is essential in order for one place to survive and sustain itself.
It's fortunate that they started using their ports again.
Oh well, basically, it's also thanks to the merchant lords. Without them, the city wouldn't, the city wouldn't be able to trade goods and meet new people, see other places, or even what you call gain knowledge. Thanks to them, that we were able to rebuild the city and what you call make it what it is today.
Okay, that's really interesting. I'm so glad that I can see these beautiful artworks. So, do you have any possible intel of like the people here, or like who would be of most nobility and all of that?
Well, we don't basically get too many often visits from nobles, basically. It's quite rare to see them visit this place.
I don't see why. It's so beautiful.
Well, nowadays nobles don't care too much about what you call history and artifacts and other things that what helped rebuild this continent or this city. Most of them care about wealth and money and gold and power and reputation, which is kind of sad. Normally we get visits from scholars, from libraries, and just normal townsfolk, basically.
All right. Well, thank you for the information. I think I'll take a look around.
Yes, please do, and hope you enjoy what the museum has to offer.
All right. Thank you so much.
So he smiles and bids you goodbye.
So, yeah, at first you said there was nobles, but nobles don't really come in this area.
Yes, unfortunately, as you try to look around, you do see scholars, librarians, historians, but no nobles. You do see normal townsfolk looking around. So yeah, you only see normal townsfolk and just typical scholars.
Okay. I guess I'll walk up to a basic townsfolk and try to start up a similar conversation to see if they know anything on the nobles.
All right, so you do see basically a woman, and with her alongside with her is what you call a young boy who is both humans, who will apparently be looking at this bone sculpture of a mammoth of some kind, like a prehistoric elephant or animal of some kind in the library. And the boy doesn't even pay attention to you, as he is so entangled and amazed about this bone structure. As you approach them, the woman does look to you.
They're magnificent creatures, aren't they?
The woman says, "Yes, my son always takes me here just so that he could take a look at this sculptures."
Are you from the noble area or the ports?
Oh no, I'm not. And she gestures to her clothes. I'm just a normal townsfolk here. I'm not even from from the nobles district apparently. So no.
I would have never could tell. You dress so beautifully.
Which is very unlikely as she gestures to her clothes, and you do see just typical peasant clothes and quite dirty, and says, "Trust me, I'm not from the nobles district. I'm just a normal townsfolk like most people here, unfortunately."
Just because of what you wear doesn't mean that you aren't just studying. And she gestures to what she's wearing too. Although slightly tattered, still very well kept.
Oh, trust me, I'm not. I'm just a typical peasant or just a normal townsfolk. Are you from here by any chance? From the nobles district?
No, this is actually my first day here.
Oh, so how are you enjoying it so far? Are you enjoying the place, basically?
Well, lots of stuff's gone down. Like for instance, that fire last night.
Oh yes, about that. Yeah, I did hear about it.
Oh,
Yeah, basically,
no.
what you call, I heard of a mansion from a wealthy family got burned down. I hope everyone's okay.
A few people were. Someone I know actually lost a few of their family members.
Oh my god, that's very sad to hear. Oh, that's very terrible.
But I know. It's so unfortunate. Do you know anything about the anger towards the Dragonborn here, or?
No, unfortunately, no. As much as possible, we don't.
It's just because I'm so new. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. As much as possible, I do not try to. We don't try to interfere with nobility and people with power. You know how it is. When you have a lot of wealth, there are times that people tend to do bad things to you, try to steal your wealth, get you killed. As much as possible, I try to avoid, you know, any involvement with people like that, you know, for the safety of my son, I guess. I guess you can say that we're still fortunate.
Okay, so You're thinking it may have been like more of a lord issue,
I think merchant lords, you
like
know.
infighting.
Yeah, I guess so, but you know how it is. The more powerful you are,
Okay.
the more I would say there will be more people who would try to steal from you. You would have more enemies, something like that.
Oh, I completely understand. I completely understand. Anyways, I appreciate the information that you did give me. Here, how about 10 gold to take your son out for a nice meal tonight?
Okay, Nerissa, I want you to roll persuasion to see if she'll accept the gold, basically.
Okay. 15.
So as you try to offer the gold, she gives you a smile and shakes her hands and says, "It's okay. We don't really need much of the gold. Basically, we're not having problems with money. I can take care of myself and my son. So, but thank you for the kind gesture. But it's okay. We really don't need the gold. But thank you anyway."
Well, it's because I'm always trying to do something to make everyone's life a little bit more comfortable. But I would love it if you and your son went out. Maybe you could get yourself a gown that you really enjoy, or, you know, maybe even take out your husband.
My husband has been dead for quite a time.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it just happened that it doesn't happen quite often, but when it does,
Oh, okay.
yeah, my husband has been dead for several years. He went missing. I don't even know what happened to him. It is just tragic. He never came back. I don't know where he is. I think asking the city guards, and they couldn't find anything. It's just, you know, left it.
Okay, so this is where Nerissa's gonna get a little bit serious and touch her on her shoulder, and she's like, "Well, I will try to find out what happened to your husband then."
Thank you so much. It's quite rare to see people who would offer help to a stranger. It's best that you keep the gold to yourself. You don't want bad people to, you know, find out that you have a lot of wealth and get in trouble for it.
I think I'll be fine. But what is an amount that you would be comfortable with that would get you something that you would enjoy and take care of yourself?
Like I said, it's really okay, but once again, thank you for the kind gesture. As much as possible, we try to avoid, you know, contacting rich people because it could get us in a lot of trouble when we have, you know, when someone is trying to be kind with us with a lot of money and power. Usually it doesn't end well for people.
Alright, then, can I get your information so that I may stop by when I get
Well,
more of a lead?
basically, one thing for sure is my husband went to the city market. He disappeared, and like I said,
City market.
he never came back. Basically, he was buying goods for me and my son. And then just one day he never returned. He just vanished, and I never thought that even in a busy or public place like that, you know, people will tend to vanish and disappear. It's a bit strange and terrifying, if you ask me.
Well, sometimes the most private affairs are the ones in public.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I apologize so much for your loss, and I hope that that's not the case. I will try to find out more information for you.
Oh, thank you so much. That would be really helpful. It would make me and my son happy. Hopefully, wherever my husband is, that he's safe and he is not dead. It would mean so much to us. By the way, I thank you for the gold. We really don't need it, but thank you so much.
Alright, have a great day.
You too, thank you. So, the boy pulls the little girl and says, "Mommy, please, let's go over there." And she just goes, "Okay, I'll better go now. Bye."
I'll start heading back to the house, knowing that this took a while and conversation-wise, and that I'm not getting too far other than it may have just been a turf war.
Okay, so as you're trying to head back to your estate, or to the place where the elder has given you a home, I want you to roll perception.
Yes. That's 15.
Sorry?
15.
Okay, so 15. So with that perception, you notice that as you're heading to your estate, you do see a cart passing by, and this cart has what appears to be what you call a noble inside it, and some sort of wood elf, basically. So with that being said, I think it's time we introduce our new character, which is Erinwin. So as this card passes by, you do see this noble and the wood elf.
Well, as you said, I'm a wood elf. I have shoulder length, slightly wavy blonde hair. I stand, I'm not super tall. I'm about average height. Kind of tan. You can tell I've, been around. I've done some exploring in my day. I got, a few cuts, a few bruises. I look like an adventurer, kind of. I have, some leather armor. Sorry. Leather armor. I'm just carrying. I look like I can take care of myself.
Alright, so basically, Nerissa, you do see this cart passing by with the noble and the wood elf. So basically, as the cart moves, Nerissa, with your perception, you hear this noble, what you call, talking to this wood elf, and then you basically you hear them talking to each other, and says to you, Erinwin, and says, hopefully we can get the job done. My boss is getting pissed and angry, basically, and hopefully we do not encounter any more problems. Considering you're getting paid for this, we hope that you can resolve the problem for us in case things doesn't end well. So pretty much that's that.
I'll certainly do my best to get the job done in the most efficient way possible.
I hope you don't have any problems, considering you traveled a lot. You dealt with a lot of strange beasts and creatures in your days. I hope you have no problems of, scaring a bunch of kids, basically. That would really help my business to go smoothly and without any more, I would say, any more problems, basically.
No, I should be more than capable of scaring off a bunch of little kids if needed.
Yeah, and as you say that, he looks, the noble peeks to the, what you call the noble peeks to the window of this cart and says, "What's taking us so long? We've been here for over a minute." And the driver says, "The wheel's stuck, sir. Will be. Don't worry, sir. I'll fix it." And he whips on the horse. The horse jolts and just continues walking, basically, leaving you, Nerissa.
I guess I will follow him.
Are you gonna do this stealthily?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to roll stealth check, and Erinwin, I want you to roll perception to see if you can find her.
I'm never gonna pass this, okay. 20.
Okay, Erinwin?
I got a 21.
Ooh,
I was so close!
yep, just barely. So, Erinwin, you do see as this cart is leaving, you do see that someone is following the cart on foot, which is this woman, a creature that you haven't seen before. She has a tail. She doesn't appear to be human or elven. She doesn't appear to be orc or tiefling. She doesn't appear to be a gnome or a dwarf. It's a bit strange. This is the first time ever that you encountered what you call something like this. This is the first you never encountered or seen anything like her, a creature. It's quite weird and strange, but she appears to be following. But with your sight, you managed to see her following the cart, basically.
I smile and wave.
So this woman that you haven't seen before smiles and wave at the cart. So basically, what do you do?
I'm just gonna narrow my eyes and, put my hand on my, one of my daggers on my hip.
Alright, so Nerissa, you do see this wood elf pointing daggers on his belt.
I'm just going to wave again and say, "Hey, can I speak to you real quick?"
So she as this cart is going, she tries to catch up to you, and you hear her say if she can try to speak with you real quick, as she's trying to follow your cart and this noble's cart, basically.
I just shake my head no and mouth back, I've got a job to do.
Alright, so Nerissa, you do hear this as the as this wood elf denies and refuses to talk to you as he is completely busy.
Alright,
So basically the cart leaves, and you do see it go to a right corner.
I speed up
Okay.
and I try to walk next to the cart.
Okay, so you do see this, that this woman creature Erwin is still following the cart, basically.
Alright, I'm gonna call out, what is it that you want?
I just want to talk.
The noble looks at you weirdly, Erwin, and says, "Who the bloody hell are you talking to?"
I point out the person following us.
And Nerissa, you do see this as the noble begins to peek out at the cart and gives you a weird look, and then looks at you, Erwin, and says, "Is she following us? What the hell?" And yeah, pretty much as the cart proceeds to the to the city.
If I knew what it was, I'd be able to tell you, but it's first time I'm seeing anything like this as well.
Did Nerissa hear the conversation that Arnwin and Ramus?
Ramus, I mean, yeah, basically you did.
And so she'll yell out and she's like, "Well, I've never seen a wood elf."
Alright, so basically as this is going on, the cart is currently slowing down and stopping in front of what appears to be some sort of old building. Basically an old building that looks not well maintained, but it looks like some sort of orphanage, basically. And you do see that there's a playground outside, and that the kids are currently playing.
Okay.
Does the rest of the party see this as well?
Yes, basically as this is happening, Yenret, Gnarr, and Saul, you do see, all three of you see this happen. This cart stops in what appears to be an old building. Not too old, but you do see what appears to be some sort of some sort of building that is not ramshackled, but still there's a few cracks, a few damages that needs to be repaired. And there's a small playground outside as kids are playing, and the cart does stop, and the driver goes down and opens the door for you, Erwin, and as well as for the noble, as the noble orders you to guard outside the area, as the noble goes inside this place, basically.
Alrighty, I'll come out and pick up my crossbow and get into like guard position.
Alright, so all three of you, including you, Nerissa, sees this wood elf goes down from the cart as a human man, enters the so-called area, or what you believe to be an orphanage of some kind. So basically, Nerissa, you catch up as you now see this area, basically.
I would just smile at them and then smile at Arnwin, and I try to pretend that I am also guarding, just to be funny.
Alright, so Arnwin, you see this. It's a bit weird as this woman who tries to follow your cart just stands beside you and
Just
tries.
goofing off.
Okay, basically just stands beside you and just playing around, trying to pretend to be part of this convoy or trying to pretend to be one of the guards. She's making these weird faces, trying to stand up straight with this heavy pose. And all three of you, Yenret, Saul, and Gnarr, see this as Nerissa trying to do something weird, goofy. It doesn't make sense as she's guarding next to this wood elf, basically.
Hey, Gnarr, Yenret, are we to assume hostilities, or they just look clueless at the situation unfolding? I'm unequipped to deal with this situation.
I think that we should follow slowly and because I have to tell you something, guys, but I would like to wait until we can talk to Nerissa too, so she can also hear what I have to tell you about what I found out outside of the city walls.
Okay, that's more than reasonable. Gnarr, do you have anything?
What I go ahead and say is, so Nerissa seems very, very adamant about talking to this guard. We probably should go ahead and find out what's going on.
Well, I'll just let my, two more armored compatriots take the lead. I'll just cover the rear, I suppose.
Alright.
I don't know, I take a few steps back and let you guys handle the talky talk.
No, that makes sense. I mean, so I go ahead and I approach Nerissa and go, so, what's the news? Why are you so fascinated with this one guard here?
Well, I've never seen a wood elf before. Also, it's an orphanage. Preschool. I don't know.
Preschool. Wait, a place that you leave children to learn?
Yes, if it's a preschool. If it's orphanage, then it's where you leave children that are unwanted or don't have parents.
So which is it? Is it an orphanage or a preschool?
I don't know yet.
Erwin, you see a bunch of people suddenly approach this woman as you're now being crowded with three other people. You see a dragonborn, you see a monk, a human monk or a wizard of some kind, and you see this tiefling brute basically talking to this creature, female creature that you haven't seen before.
I'm gonna say, all right, everybody back up. This is off limits area. Go about your business elsewhere.
I think my friend had a question for you, sir, though it was a bit xenophobic.
There you go.
Well, then ask away, but keep your distance. This is like I said, private property at the moment.
I get serious. I pretend to be serious and just stand guard with him, and I'm like, huh. So, what do you know of your of this guy that you were working with?
I don't know. I know everything I need to know. I'm paid to be an escort and to guard, you know, him and wherever project we're working on.
Do you know who's in charge of this preschool, or is this a preschool or an orphanage?
It looks like an orphanage, basically, Nerissa. It looks like an orphanage.
Yeah, I don't know all the details. Looks like an orphanage to me. I'm just, like I said, I'm just paid to be here. Just
Okay.
doing a job.
So, I just was curious. I've never seen a wood elf. I've only ever seen high elves and half elves, and you're the first of your kind that I've ever seen, and it's quite interesting. You're much darker than I expected.
Well, maybe you need to just get out a little more.
Maybe. I did lead a very sheltered, noble life, so
What
not
you
really.
what you call as you guys are talking, basically, Ernwin, you hear your the merchant or the what you call the noble calling for your name. You see him picking to one of the doors inside and says, Ernwin, why don't you come here for a moment? Maybe you want to meet the people I'm talking here with.
Right away. I'm not coming.
So you see the wood elf just leaves and goes inside this orphanage, basically.
I'll stop pretending to be a guard and just talk to the party.
Okay. So basically,
Nerissa was-
okay, sige, go. So what do you want to say?
So I was just like, with one eyebrow raised, Nerissa, was that an interrogation or what was that? I'm very confused.
Oh,
Same.
there- and then she like pulls in everybody and she's just like, well, I overheard this Nicholson fella, or no, I overheard about a Nicholson person and a delayed project and pesky kids. I don't think the guy likes kids, which is absurd. Who doesn't like kids? And so anyways, I hired this wood elf to protect him or something, and yeah, I just thought it was really kind of strange.
That's fair. So, how do you want to approach this? Do you want to be loud and British about this, or do we want to be a little more subtle?
As
Well, I
Probably
think
the-
Yenret said she had something more immediate.
Oh, that's fair.
Unless you had
Inside-
something, Gnarr.
I have information, but that can wait. It can. I think if Yenret has information that leads to solace about what happened to her family, we should probably go ahead and discover what happened.
Okay. So basically, as you guys are talking, you see Nerissa. I mean, all four of you see again the little girl that was with this woman. Nerissa, you see it again. You see the little girl again, basically, and she is running towards you with what you call a very sad face, and then she's tugging your robes and says, "You gotta help us. There's this scary man trying to be mean to Mom Eza. I don't like it, and now he has this guy with the weapon, and he's trying to be mean to us."
Oh no. Well, will you guide me inside?
Yes, and then she just grabs your hand and drags you along. As you guys are, what about the rest of you? Are you following?
I raise an eyebrow and just look at the rest of the party, but then just follow the way too innocent, way too gonna get murdered by something skunk person.
Okay, what about the other two? Are you guys
I
following?
shrug and follow in.
How about you, Yenret?
I don't want to get it inside. I wanted to talk to these guys first to let them know what I found out.
Okay.
And I also wanted to ask them before we go in, what is it that they found out when they were helping me. But these guys decided to go in,
Okay.
so I myself will wait outside.
Okay, so your net stays stays outside the orphanage, while the rest of you, I guess two of you enter with Nerissa as this little girl is pulling her. As you enter, you hear, as you start to enter the orphanage, you hear a conversation. Brandon's back. Okay, so Erwin, this noble looks at you and says, "Erwin, why don't you show these kids what happens if they do not listen to adults like me?" And gestures for your crossbow, basically, like trying to intimidate or scare a bunch of kids. You see a bunch of kids basically in front of you, Erwin, and a woman, basically with brown hair, wearing typical peasant clothes, human. And
Nerissa hears this.
yeah, as you guys start to enter the area, you start to hear this happen or this transpire, basically. And to give you guys what that looks like, you see the woman, and you see that there are a bunch of kids, basically. So there are different types of kids goofing around and playing, and most of them are terrified and glaring at this this noble and this wood elf. And yeah,
Is there any time for that request that she can talk or something?
okay, as that happens, you're just getting inside the orphanage, basically, as you're about to see this. So it's up to you if you wanna cut, if you wanna do something or intercept, basically.
I mean, I would like to.
Okay.
And so I would say something on the lines of, "There's no need for any aggression. They're only kids."
Erwin, you see the woman that tried to follow your cart now going inside alongside with two other companions, the human monk and the tiefling brute, basically. And the noble glares at you, Nerissa, and says, "Are you supposed to be here? You're not supposed to be here."
Yes, I am. I have business here, as my father used to pay patronage to this orphanage.
And then
she pulls out her scroll of pedigree and her signet, and shows her signet ring.
okay, so you still have that. Okay, so as you see shock in his face, he says, "Oh, that scumbag of a man. I thought his family was dead. I didn't know that I didn't know that there was still alive in his family. Well, guess what? Whoever you are, your family is no longer paying for this orphanage, which means you don't have any more property here or business.
What is owed?
Well, you see that they're no longer paying taxes. And then you see Mom Ezza intercept and says, "We're trying our best to pay our taxes. It's just hard because I'm also feeding kids. And that is not my concern. If you don't pay the taxes, you get kicked out, and this place will be bought by someone else. With that being said, you have until tomorrow evening to pack up and leave unless you want guards to drag your asses outside the streets." And then
Well, I think he's due 24 hours to pay her taxes. What is owed?
they haven't paid taxes for over a month.
How much?
I would say it's about 550 gold from now.
That's ridiculous. I can give you 100 straight up, and then we can renegotiate terms.
Well, those are the rules. You don't pay, you leave.
How much do you have to pay a week?
Well, that depends if you don't pay in time. That normally increases. Like I said, I have no business with all three of you here. You're not supposed to be here. And he looks at there and went, did I tell you to guard to make sure that no one intercepts me when we're doing business here? Why are these three people here? They're not supposed to be even here intercepting.
I told you a lot of things.
Hell, I'm gonna aim with my crossbow and say, "All right, you guys out. This is none of your concern."
And then Nerissa, the little girl, pulls and says, see, they're being mean. They're being mean. They're being mean to Mameza.
I can offer you 150 today. And then I can go into debt and pay you back in a week.
The noble scowls at you, Nerissa, and says, how about this? You don't pay me anything, but you leave to my business. Otherwise, I will have all three of you be dragged behind bars for messing with business like this.
That sounds like a threat.
This is my business.
You're not supposed to be here messing with personal business.
I'm gonna roll an intimidation check on this guy.
Okay, roll intimidation check. And what do you do to intimidate him, basically?
So I go ahead and step in front of Nerissa and put my chest right up against the crossbow. And I say, so how are we going to go ahead and address this? Because if you fire this inside of an orphanage, there's a good chance you're going to hit a kid. And she just gave you a very gracious sum of 150 and offered to go into debt. So, how do we want to go ahead about this? I rolled a 23.
Oh. So, you see that the noble is terrified, considering he is looking at this brute of a tiefling man, and says, whispers to you, everyone says, this is not good, we're not supposed to be having problems right now. Why are these three people in here? And then he gestures to he snaps and gestures to the city guards that are outside, says, excuse me, we got people here that are not supposed to be here. And you see two city guards are now slowly approaching this orphanage. Yenret, you do see that there is a commotion going on, as there are two city guards are now waiting outside with you, are now going inside the orphanage as well.
24 hours.
Okay.
Give me 24 hours to get you the 500 something that you need, and take the 150 up front, please.
Listen, how do I, what's your name again? You're that daughter, that weird girl, that Mr. I forgot his name, it's been a while. Count something. Yeah, whoever you are. Nerissa? Is that, wait, what did you say? Did you say your name?
Nerissa is my name, but Klaus is my father.
Ah, yeah. So how about this, Nerissa? I would make you an offer. If you pay the gold by tomorrow morning, then we don't kick these kids out. You have to pay it full. No installment. No, nothing higher, nothing lower. It has to be full. If I don't get the money, but I'll visit again. If I don't get the money by tomorrow morning, and you try to interfere again with your friends and your companions here, I'll make sure all of you go to jail.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure I am. And then he looks at the guards.
Gestures to Gnarr to calm down. That is perfectly reasonable. Those terms I agree. I accept. Take 150 up front, and I will get you the rest.
I want the full. And he doesn't even he grabs your coin purse, Nerissa, as you offer the 150 gold, and then just glares at you and drops the coins on the floor. Full. Tomorrow morning, interfere again, and I'll make sure you end up behind bars.
I
And then
swing on him.
Okay, and you see the city guards just looking at this happening. Mr. Hardrun, do we have a problem here? Not yet, but hopefully we do not. I think
I'm
we're
still
done
swinging
here.
on him as he says this.
What? What do you say?
I'm punching him in the face.
Oh, you're punching him in the face? Okay.
Okay, no.
Roll
wait,
attack.
I'm gonna go use my reaction to try to grapple the tiefling.
Okay, both of you roll dexterity. Erwin, are you gonna do something?
You mean athletics?
No, I'm guessing this is gonna
Tell
be a
me what I've already
dexterity.
rolled. Tell me what I'm adding.
Dexterity. I'm guessing dexterity because this is speed. So depending on
Well,
how
Look,
fast
I'm
you...
grappling. Grappling's
you're gonna grapple? You're gonna grapple
yeah,
a
I'm gonna
tiefling?
grapple him.
Okay,
Okay, so that makes it 22.
22.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be tough. Oh, I got a 12.
No, you try to grapple him and you can't even close your arms as he's too big to be grappled, and you're just bumping him and falls into your ass as you sit down.
Basically, I just wanted to punch him in the floor, in the face, and knock him on the floor.
Who,
and be like,
are you punching?
to drop something.
You're punching the noble.
Noble.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll attack.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, wonderful.
Don't feel too bad. It's not a good hit. Let's see. It's
I mean, he's an NPC.
strength.
The DC is not gonna be high either way.
12.
12. Yeah, I guess you hit him. You clock him on the side of the jaw. Even with that type of move, Erwin, you see your client just gets clocked in the jaw, falling him to the
And
ground.
I just
Even
tell him. I just flat out tell him it's like you drop something on the floor, gives your face.
All right, and
okay.
I'm pulling my rapier, and I'm gonna try and intimidate and say you better apologize for that.
Okay, roll.
Okay. The man is, I would say, unconscious, considering that was as a brute
wonderful,
guy.
Brandon.
Actually, I'm gonna roll Constitution just in case. Nope, he is cold, laying on the floor. He rolled a 3.
Whoops.
Someone left. Nerissa. I think it's Nerissa.
Angelica left.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you call it? Angelica's setup got disconnected by one of the cats.
Oh.
So she's
Cat
having connection issues.
Yeah.
So I just go ahead and I kind of crack my knuckles at that and go.
I'm so sorry,
cross-
guys.
That's okay.
The crossbow's still in my chest, man.
I put the
What?
crossbow away, and now it's a rapier in your chest.
Okay.
And the city guard.
Can we all actually just cool it? As you know.
You see that
This rock in a
the
hard
kids,
place.
the children, you see the children are now cheering for Gnarr, basically. Yes, punch the evil man. And
Gnarr, we need
Oh.
Gnarr, we need to chill. I attempt to push this like brick wall of a tiefling back.
The city guards are now looking at you. Gnarr says, "Sir, put your hands up right in the air where we can see them." You see these 2 city guards, basically.
We are working on official business for Elder Aldro Aldaharis, and I think that if you actually go and talk to him about what we're doing, you'll know he'll probably back our investigation.
Did the
This man was acting unaccordingly. He disrespected a fellow noble in the city. So I found it to be pertinent to make sure that the civil liberties of my compatriot were protected.
And the city guard looks at you and says, "Do you have orders to punch another noble in the face while that was going on?"
I had orders to make sure that the best interests of my party, which is currently investigating whatever's going on within the city per Aldro Alharis, to make sure we are doing the job correctly. So here's the deal. And I pull out my coin purse. I think that's a tax of 10 gold each, right?
As you say that, the the noble wakes up, still grabbing his cheek from the pain that you from the side where you punch him or you clock him, and he looks at the guard and says, "This man assaulted me, assaulted the noble. Are you not gonna arrest him?" And they just look around. "We're trying to, sir, Mr. Hadran." "Then arrest him. These people are not supposed to be here interfering political business." "Yes, sir." And they're now approaching you. The city guard looks at you, Gnarr, and says, "Sir, like I said, your hands up in the air. Now." As one of them is now reaching his hand to the side of his blade, basically.
I just tell them flat out. I do believe that the tax for punching a noble is 10 gold total. So I'm paying you 10 gold each. Fair.
The city guard looks at each other and says, "I'm pretty sure there is no such thing as punching a noble. Normally, the moment you punch a noble, you go straight behind bars. Especially
Can I
if
roll
you're...
this persuasion to assist with
Oh.
this?
Okay. I would say you're gonna do a persuasion with disadvantage now, considering what Gnarr did.
No. Oh, this is all going up in flames.
Okay, roll persuasion and let me know what.
Oh, it's disadvantage. You roll disadvantage?
I did.
What?
Okay, so
What did you
It
roll?
was 16.
Wow, 16.
I got a nat 20.
Oh.
And then 11.
Okay,
So I went
that's
with
nice.
11.
What was this? Damn, okay.
Okay, so the city guards look at it and says, "Alright, how about this? We're gonna ask you to leave peacefully. We're not gonna do arrests. But the moment you do that again, we have no other choice but to arrest you."
Okay. And then I pull out 10 gold coins for each of them and put them in their palms and just walk out.
Okay, Gnarr walks out. What about the rest of you? And then what you... Okay.
Yeah, I just say my condolences, sorry, trip over my own foot, kinda, and then also walk out.
Okay, Saul leaves as well. Nerissa, you're left with Ernwin and the with the noble. And then you hear the kids say, "Don't go, they're being mean to us." You just hear the kids.
Children.
I actually have a room upstairs. This is my lodging, and I've been living here for a while. Of course, I just came back, so I also am in the middle of a business agreement with this man, this noble. So
Okay.
I apologize for the behaviors of my compatriot, but I should not be held reliable for his actions.
I want you to roll deception as you try that. Mom Eza, the owner of the orphanage, gives you a weird look as you say that.
Yeah. Okay.
13.
13. I'm gonna do an insight on the city guards. And to the nobles. Ernwin, I want you to roll insight as well. Let me know what you get.
I got 8.
8. Surprisingly, all 4 of you believe this. Even the noble. They all roll less than 10. That was funny. I did not expect that. The noble gives you a look and says, "Why haven't I seen you before? If you live here."
Because, like I said, I've just come back.
Very well. He looks at Erwin. We may have to resort to plan B if this keeps going. And then...
We have 24 hours, sir, to give you your gold.
Well, guess what? After what your friend did to me, it's now 600 gold.
That's
Tomorrow
perfectly fine.
morning, 600 gold. You interfere again, and I'll make sure the city guards kill you in sight.
That's perfectly fine.
And then he looks at you, Erwin, and says, "Let's go. I can't believe I have to report this to the boss." And then, while rubbing his cheek, leaves and gestures for the city guard to leave as well.
Before the door closes behind Arnwin, can I grab at his hand and then say something to him?
Who are you gonna grab?
Arnwin by
Okay.
his hand, and just say real quick, please rethink who you are with.
I'm with where the money takes me.
And so I can pay you too.
I don't know about that. Seems like your pockets are gonna be a little tight lately. Or in the near future.
You hear the noble says, "Hey, are you coming?" He looks at you, Erwin. "We gotta go."
Would you like to go?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my hand back and I'm gonna follow the noble.
Okay. Nerissa? I would say, Nerissa, you're the only one near the noble and the Erwin. I want you to roll perception check, because I'm gonna try to roll stealth. Fuck. Okay, roll perception check. It doesn't really.
11.
11. It doesn't really matter because you roll a terrible roll. You overhear the noble talking to Erwin, saying, Erwin, the noble, Mr. Hadran, trying to whisper to you something, and Nerissa, you were just close enough to hear the noble say to Erwin, saying, "I hope you have no problem about burning an orphanage by tomorrow night, if that's the case. The boss is getting desperate. Good. You'll get paid double if this happens." And then you just see them walk, basically.
Yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do.
And you see them ride the cart. Yenret, you see your friends. You see Saul and Gnarr, as well as four other people, 2 city guards, and two city guards, a noble, and who's rubbing his cheek as if someone punched him in the face, and a wood elf, basically. As all four, the city guards ride the horses, and the noble and this wood elf ride a cart leaving this area. And you see now Gnarr and Gnarr and Saul goes outside this orphanage.
So fellow adventurers, what is it that happened inside? I heard a lot of noise. I heard a lot of people talking. What was it that happened? Who were these guys? This noble?
Saul grabs the bridge of his nose and he just said, "Madness. Madness is what just happened. Do you have any good news or any leads? Just madness. That's all this is, madness." Saul just says that, pacing back.
This is
and
share
forth.
time now, so yeah. So anyway,
Well,
there was negotiations.
Unfortunately, I don't have good news for you guys, but maybe what happened inside will be linked to what I have to tell you.
Sure.
So when I went to the outside of the city halls, I talked to some people over there, and I heard that there are some dragonborns who were taken to the mines, and I believe that those dragonborns are my siblings and my mom. So what I am seeing here is that some people are just taking hostages and taking them to the mines. I believe that there's nobles and people and the government all together in this thing that I don't understand. So I was going to ask you guys to help me go to the mines and find out if those are my family members. But I see that you guys have another problem over here. So
Well,
should we?
your thing comes first, unfortunately. Like, as much as I'd want to help Nerissa, she just spoke for the lot of us without thinking of. I don't know. Just Saul just sits on the curb and he's just like, this is all madness. Is this just how city folk normally are? What is going on?
Well, but tell me, guys, what is it that happened inside? Because maybe we have to deal with this situation first.
So, my side of the story is that I used orcish negotiations to negotiate with the noble that his terms of agreement were unacceptable.
He punched a guy.
Oh,
That's what he punched the noble, and now we owe noble like $600 or 600
Which
gold
that's
pieces.
not how
or something.
orcish negotiation works. If he falls on the ground, he has to pick up the gold and walk out. He didn't do that, so some noble he is.
All right, but now how are we going to get this money? Should we go to? I think that we should go to talk to the elder, and let him know what is it that we found out while we were all around the city, and maybe he can give us the money to pay this guy. But I don't think that we should really pay this guy. I think that we should find out what is going on with this place, and maybe we should show him, give him a lesson like Gnarr did. I'm up for it.
Well, I'd
So
be
let's-
fine with that, but I don't think orcish negotiations, as Gnarr put it, works in guarded societies where laws and stuff dictate, jail time. And I prefer
Hey,
not to rot in a cell.
First off, I didn't kill him. I just knocked him out cold. And number two, he disrespected a member of our party. And we are working as a cohesive unit underneath the order of Elder Adro Alaharis. So,
Why did none of us think to take like a letter of authority with us?
because we didn't get one.
Then doesn't that mean we have no authority? Saul just looks at his hands. Wait,
Yes, we do
that means
have
we have no
authority.
authority.
We do have authority. Why don't we go to the elder and tell him what is going on and how what we can do with this guy? Because apparently this is one of the things that are happening in this city that the elder wants us to stop.
Yes, I actually did find a lead that might actually help. There's a powerful merchant in town called Mendel Nicholson.
Yenret,
And
as Gnarr mentions that, you know who Mental Nicholson is. He also lives in the Nobles District. He is a merchant lord, and he owns the biggest mines of the continent, which is, let me just put it in chat as well. Overspire Mines. Okay. So he owns the biggest mines in the continent, which is located west side of the city. It's Overspire Mines, and apparently 50% of the gold, platinum, and diamonds that came from Alexandria comes from his mines alone. He is very well known. He's very rich, and probably if Gnarr finds out that it's the person that you need to deal with, it is not going to be easy because he has connections, he has manpower, he has wealth, and he has a reputation. But you do know his office is nearby, so that's a plus. You know where his office is because your father
Yep.
dealt with him at least a few times.
Okay. All right. So, oh yeah, I know this guy, but this is a very, very powerful guy, and he owns the mine. So I wonder if he has something to do with what happened to my family.
Hey,
Well, that's a good lead as any, no?
so should we investigate the mines, or should we report this to Eldro after we've investigated? I don't know. How do you want to approach this?
Why don't
Do
we
you-
go to the elder? Because I think that we have a lot of stuff to tell him so far, and maybe he can guide us, or maybe he can provide us with money to deal with more of these situations. Because if we have to go to the mines, I think that we might need some resources to be able to go there, because they told me that the mines are away from the city, so we need a cart and horses, and we don't have any of that right now.
I guess we would need horses to get back in a timely manner because we do have that deadline now with Nerissa.
Yeah, we kinda do.
Well,
You alright there?
Let's go to
No,
the elder.
this is all goofy.
Okay, so as you guys are talking, Nerissa, what you call Mom Eza, this woman, the owner, which is the woman that you saw before, approaches you and says, what the world just happened? You were not supposed to be here. You were not supposed to do that. Your friend just clocked the person that we were supposed to pay gold to, and he doesn't look happy.
Alright, just breathe.
And what did you say about you sleeping here? You decided
It
to
was just so that I don't have to leave. It was just so that we could continue talking, and I didn't have to leave the premise.
we don't have 600 gold. We barely have
That's fine.
20 gold.
You actually have 50 on your person right now.
Wait, what? And she grabs what you call, tries to check his dress, and she just he managed to grab the 50 gold that you managed to sneak in the last episode. He said, "How did? Wait, is this yours? I could have sworn I refused this. How did?" Anyway, that's not important. What's important is you're not supposed to mess with those.
So right now we have 170 gold. I will go ahead and see what I can do to get the rest.
I mean, you didn't have. I appreciate your help, but you didn't have to, go all. Get yourself in trouble just to help us. Those people
Yes,
are
I did.
powerful. We don't want to mess with them.
Considering I am an orphan too, yes I did. Anyways, can I speak to you aside from the children?
He looks at the kids who are, what you call. Some of them are still terrified. The others are cheering, like doing punch movements as they're trying to reminiscent the time where Gnarr just glocks this the noble in the face, like cheering them
One
on.
punch!
Yeah, if there was a sound effect, that would have been the perfect one. But Mom Eza, the woman nods and says, "I'll take you to to the kitchen." And then she looks at the kids and says, "Kids, please behave. Stay here. Mom Eza is just gonna talk to an adult, okay?" And then she takes you to the kitchen, just to another room, closes the door, and says, "Okay, what do you have in mind?"
I say extremely quietly to her, I need you to stay calm. They are planning on burning down the orphanage. It doesn't matter if we pay or not.
Wait, what?
So, yes. How many rooms do you have here?
Well, we have. I would say we have at least more or less a dozen rooms. A room for the kids, a kitchen, a laundry area, the backyard, the storage area.
Question for DM real quick.
Oh,
What
okay.
time is it?
I would say around this time, it's around. It's almost 3 p.m. Basically.
All right, so here is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the elder, talk to him real quick. I want you to have the children pack as much as you can, and then I will be back. When I get back, we're gonna take the stuff and head somewhere safe.
Here's the thing. The kids doesn't want to leave the orphanage. They have considered this their
Unfortunately,
home.
they have no choice.
I mean, maybe you're wrong. Maybe you heard something else. Maybe
I did not.
they can't possibly burn the orphanage considering there is
They burned
kids
down
here.
my own house.
Wait, what? Okay.
They
Oh,
killed the person that makes your monthly payments. So I am so sorry, but if they can do that, then I'm pretty sure they can burn down an orphanage. And I want the best interests of the children. So please have them packed by 5 p.m.
maybe we can report this to the city watch, and maybe they can do
No.
something up. Why not? I mean, the city watch are to protect us,
The City
right?
Watch takes bribes, and also the City Watch also is with the guy, if you didn't notice, the guards and stuff. So
I just literally bribed those guards too, so.
I apologize, but we need to do this as fast as possible. Please have them ready by 5.
Okay, sure. I'm not sure if the kids will likely to leaving their own home, considering this is their home. We have nowhere else to stay.
You're in charge. You're their mother figure.
Yes.
Figure it out. It's not my job to figure it out. I have to go and do this now. We are running out of time.
Okay, you're right. You're right. The safety of the kids. Okay. I'll
Have
let them know.
packed.
I'll let them know. Where
Don't
do
let
we
them
meet
know
you
that-
then?
Just here. I will be back here by 5 o'clock.
Okay, so she nods. Okay, I'll let the kids know, and she leaves the door, and you overhear that she. All right, kids, we're going on a field trip. Have your packs ready. And the kid says, "What about our home? What about the bad man who wants to make us leave? They're not gonna make us leave. We're just gonna be out for a few days, and then we'll be back." All right, no more questions. Pack up. Come on. No, I don't want to be late. And you just see the kids just mumbling around, grabbing toys and stuff. And she just gives you a smile, Nerissa.
She smiles back and then leaves out the front to
Okay.
meet up with the three.
Okay, so Saul, Yenret, and Gnarr, you do now see what you call Nerissa about to join you guys. So what do you guys do?
So I'll go ahead and apologize to Nerissa for stepping in, but I told her flat out, it's like I won't have members of this party disrespected in my presence.
She glares at him and says, "What you did added on more money to what we owe. I know that is not an issue, as we will repay back every ounce of it that I plan on asking for. But thanks to that action, I don't care if I was forced onto my knees. I was trying to resolve it peacefully."
Nobody died.
Somebody will tonight if we don't act fast.
Is that a threat?
No, it's not. They're going to burn down the orphanage. Let's get to the elders, please.
Okay.
Oh, why does everyone resort to just burning everything?
Because
What
it's
is
the
going
easiest
on?
resolution, Sal.
Maybe it's because it's Draconia. Or Dragosha. It's Dragosha.
Dragosha, it's Dragosha.
Draconia.
Draconia is Yernet's what you call ancestral home, basically. So that's on another side of the island, basically, or another island, so separate from
Another
the capital.
I just want to note that if anybody like actually is paying attention to Nerissa, she is full on shaking and almost on the verge of crying.
Okay.
Passive wisdom 12.
12.
So I guess I notice.
Okay, yeah. Depending on what's your passive perception, then you notice that. If it's more, I guess if it's above 10, then you seriously notice it. That Nerissa is indeed shaking. And it's not very comfortable with the situation, basically.
You seem very upset.
I'm perfectly fine. Let's get to the elder, please.
Okay, so all four, I'm guessing, you guys go to the elder, and you do see the office again, and the servant boy, the one that served you food, opens the door and escorts you to the elder's office. And as you enter the elder's office, you do see him still sitting in his chair, dealing with papers, with wearing glasses, basically. These small glasses.
Is the elder free?
Yes, he's upstairs in his office. He hasn't left.
May we speak to him?
Yeah, sure. And he takes you and says, and he takes you to the office, and you do see the elder still in his chair, doing paperwork, basically, and yes, it's you. Elder, someone's here to see you. It's the adventurers that you sent before. And the elder looks up and says, "Ah, you're back. So, I hope you guys have some good news for me. What did you gather from your investigation, basically?"
So far that we've investigated, on my end, I've noticed that the name Mendel Nicholson comes up whenever asked about some of the ongoings that need to be discussed. And I do believe that Nerissa has a very pressing matter that needs to be discussed post-haste.
Ah, Mendel Nicholson, you mean the merchant lord? Yes, he owns the biggest mines in the capital, basically. Most of the gold and platinum that the people use in the city or the other parts of the continent belongs to him. So I'm guessing he is very well known in these parts. And he looks at you, Nerissa, and says, "What seems to be your concern, Nerissa?"
So I need to relocate a couple, dozen children to a safe place that no one is going to know of. And also, if possible, can we borrow? Of course, we will accept interest. Well, I will accept interest and work as hard as possible to repay you, but possibly about 550 gold.
He gives you a weird look. He says, "Children. Okay. I need more details with that. What exactly happened?"
Well, you see, this orphanage that my father used to pay for, and unfortunately can't anymore, is being extorted for a large amount of money. And you notice that she's saying this very slowly because she's barely keeping herself together.
Okay.
But so they're being extorted and they could not pay. So I want to pay for them, and I know that I have a certain amount of skills that I can provide you and would appreciate a loan of about 550 to pay off the debt if things do not go sour.
Define things doesn't go sour. What do you mean? What about that? Why am I expecting kids going in the office? Not that I don't like to accept them, but I need more information than that. What?
It doesn't have to be the office. Just a safe little place that nobody can interrupt or burn or pillage.
Burn? Pillage? What's... who's burning and who's pillaging?
Well, I don't know how much you know of this city, but Yenret's family house was burned and pillaged yesterday.
Yes,
And
I
it
do know
seems
that.
I may know a culprit.
And who's the culprit?
Remus. Did anybody catch his last name?
I believe it
Remus
was
Hadron?
Yeah.
Remus
He's still
Hadron.
in cat. Yeah, Remus Hadron.
Yeah. You hear Mr. Hadran basically, so you know Hadran.
Yeah, Remus Hadron.
As you mentioned that, Nerissa, the elder gives you a look and says, "You mean Mr. Nicholson's business partner? That can't be right, considering they're very well known and they have reputation in the city. They wouldn't do such a thing."
Oh, it's perfectly fine. If not him, it has to be somebody else, and I fear for the orphanage tonight. So I really, if I can't get the 550, I'm gonna try to. That's I can. But I really do want to relocate these children to possible safer grounds.
He looks at you, Nerissa, and says, "I sure hope you didn't do something that you're going to regret. Did you not?"
He looks at Gnarr.
He looks
Gnarr
at...
just says,
Okay,
"Nope. I do not regret a thing."
as Nerissa looks at you, Gnarr, the elder looks at you and says, "What did you do?"
So, let's just say that Mr. Nicholson's partner has a glass jaw.
And he looks at you, Nerissa and Saul and Yenret. "Please tell me he didn't do what I think he did."
I was trying to control the situation, and unfortunately, in his orcish ways, he took something a little bit harsher than needed to be, and yes.
I'm pretty
As
sure...
I quote, he called it orcish negotiations. Yes, that's what he called it.
And I'm pretty sure orchestra negotiations involves answering problems by their fists. So please
Yes.
tell me he didn't do what I think he did.
God, he threw me across the room and then proceeded to punch a noble in the face, yes.
He did what now? Oh. I'm pretty
So-
sure I reminded you guys the last time we met to avoid confrontation, especially violence within the city. I didn't expect you guys to leave a few minutes after and then punch someone in the face, not to mention a noble. I can protect you guys every time you do something stupid. But even my protection has limitations when you're dealing with powerful people above me.
Okay. Good to know.
That's the reason why I wanted you guys to do this stealthily without getting too much attention on your end, because we don't know who we're dealing here with and who is the people involved with whatever mess, considering it could be politics. Which is why I expected people outside the City Watch to deal the problem, because even the City Watch could be involved with this.
I think we're pretty sure the City Watch is involved with this, as they were blatantly accepting, what was his name?
Bribes?
Yeah, bribes and Remus Hadron's orders, like willy-nilly.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty
definitely.
obvious the City Watch is in on this, and Remus is in on this, and there might not be. Well, Remus is very directly connected to this, but I don't know about Nicholson.
And you're dealing with powerful people, and then the first thing that comes into your head is to punch a noble in the face in front of the city guards. Is that it?
It's more along the lines of the point that we were brought into a situation to make sure that it was handled with tact and care and that everybody was treated with respect. Mr. Nicholson's associate not only did not willingly take money from a noble as a down payment for taxes due, he threw the amount on the ground disrespectfully. So I do believe that in most cultures that's considered a challenge.
Yes. Also, I don't expect you every time something does something offensive in front of you or your companions that you just punch them in the face. Like I
will
said,
punch less.
like I said, avoid confrontation or unnecessary attention on your end. Because as much as I can protect you, I can't protect you all the time, especially if you're about to deal with more powerful people than I am. Do I make myself clear? I don't want any more punching. He looks at Nerissa and Saul and Yenret. That goes for all three of you. No more killing, no more punching.
Killing?
Yes.
I didn't kill anybody.
I'm pretty sure none of us
Not
killed
yet,
anyone.
but the fact that
Just
you
punched
punch
a
a noble in the face like that means you could easily kill one. Like I said, violence is not tolerated inside the city. Especially if we're dealing with powerful people. I don't want you having to be killing or punching people in the face. Not once.
Okay, well, what about outside the city, I guess? Because I think Yenret has found a lead outside the city. Because she reported something about Dragonborns being sent to a mine or something?
He looks at you, Yenret. Dragonborns. Mines? There's only one mines located outside the city walls, and that's the Overspire Mines. That belongs to Mr. Nicholson.
Well, let me tell you something. I have been silent for a while, listening to everybody and just watching what is going on. But let me tell you something. My family has been killed. My house has been burned out. Now this guy wants to kill these kids or wants to burn this house. He is asking for money. Let me ask you, what are you doing about this? Nobody's doing anything. You are telling us what to do. Gnarr did what he had to do. This guy wants to do something about against little kids, and you're telling us not to be violent. Let me tell you something. Somebody told me that outside in those mines there are Dragonborns, and I'm pretty sure that that's my family. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't care what you said to us. If I had to kill everybody who killed my family, I'm going to do it. And that's my final word.
Are you gonna intimidate the elder, Yenret? Or
Go for it, do it!
I am.
okay, no intimidation check and see what happens.
All right. So I have intimidation. 18.
Hey.
18. The elder looks at you and says, "Very brave, Yenret, but also very stupid. Solving a problem with violence does not result to a better cause or answer."
Well, as far as I can see, you haven't done anything, because everywhere around us is all violence. Look at this guy.
And yes,
this Hadron guy.
that's the reason why I hire you on the first place. As my solution. That's the reason why you're all here, talking to me right now. And that's the reason why I asked you to resolve this problem. But I didn't expect you to resolve it the same manner as those people trying to resolve it with bloodshed.
Well, we are coming here to talk to you so you can help us. Nerissa tried to do the best she could, and now we want money from you. We need horses, we need carts to be able to continue investigating these things that are happening in this city.
Okay, here's how this is gonna work. In my years of experience, I have outlived most of your families. Yenret, Gnarr, Nerissa, and Saul. Being a turtle, I have lived more than 100 years of my life, seeing how people change, how they solve things, how they deal with things, and how they change, whether it's by wealth, power, money, reputation, or knowledge. And one thing I know in my experience is that when you resolve a problem with blood, you end up not just hurting yourself but the people around you as well. Yenret, I know that in your experience that you're angry, your decisions are a bit foggy considering you're trying to answer them with blood, considering you lose your family. We all lose people. I'm pretty sure most of us did. I have lost people. I have lost friends who didn't live as long as I do. And just like you, I have enemies as well. I did not enter the politics like it was an easy roundabout. I have enemies as well, and I have lost family and friends in that process. But unlike you, I do not answer my problems with a blade. I answer them peacefully. I wasn't called an elder because I didn't know how to solve problems. I was called an elder because people rely on me, and I end up solving their problems even if it didn't involve brute force.
We do understand what you just said. You forget that I am a paladin, that I live to defend people, to follow my God's wishes, and I accepted your proposition. So we all went outside and we went all around to find out information, and we did, but we continue to see violence around us. We will continue doing what you just asked us, but we need more help from you.
Okay, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm
Elder, can I respectfully interject? Saul just steps up real quick, I suppose.
okay. He looks at you. Yes. So
The issue I guess that I've observed is we have one specific individual that's good at handling things more peacefully, I suppose.
yes.
Your hiring decisions, or at least the hiring decisions of those you sent to like scout out individuals, weren't the best. As I guess I point out at Gnarr. Gnarr doesn't look. He punched a noble today.
Yes, I very much know that, which is why I want you guys not to do that again.
I follow a god based on glory of the battlefield, and I think so does Yenret. So 3 of the 4 of us aren't very good at the whole peace thing. So now we're kind of stumped, as our one peacekeeper did her best, but shortly learned after, her best resulted in a bunch of children being threatened to be burned alive. So now we're stumped.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen.
Now we just respectfully ask for some kind of assistance at this point.
Okay, I'll give 500 gold, or if I couldn't get that much gold, I'll see what I can do to have those kids have a new place to stay. But like I said, I am expecting you guys not to just go around the street punching people in the face just because they do not like you do not like them. Do I make myself
And then
clear?
what about a clarification for our jurisdiction over the mines, as that appears to be our only direct lead so far?
Then that's gonna be a problem. You can talk to Mr. Mendel Nicholson. I'm pretty sure his office is nearby, and see. And for the love of what is holy, do not go there and punch him in the face as well. He looks at you, Gnarr. Please. The last thing I want you to do is punch a merchant lord in the face as well. You're
Elder,
That is your ruling, then I will not do so.
I definitely think that we should not go to talk to this guy. He will lie to us. He will not tell us what we want. I think that we should deal with the orphanage thing first, and then my party should go with me to see what is happening in the mines.
Here's the thing, the fact that you punch a noble And the fact that you're about to trespass a private property is not gonna do well on your reputation. Because considering you, Gnarr was violent with Mr. Nicholson's business partner, and now if they cut you trespassing there, chances are you will be executed by the time you get arrested.
But aren't you the elder and the mayor of this place? Wouldn't you give us?
Nope, I'm not the mayor of this place. I respect
No.
your decision, but no, I'm the elder. Basically, I govern order. But obviously, what Gnarr did was not definitely order. Punching a noble in the face is outside my territory. Now, here's the thing. I can protect you, but I cannot protect you when one of them complains about a tiefling man punching a noble in the face. Because there's nothing right about that. Unless you have proof, I still expect you guys to resolve problems without resulting with your fists. And he looks at you, Nerissa. I'll help the kids, but please, for the love of what is holy, I don't want to hear another report about someone punching someone. Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly reasonable, Elder Sir. I do apologize that it came to that solution. I will make sure that it doesn't happen again. And I do plan on speaking to this Nicholson.
Yes, maybe it's best that you go there and apologize what happened to his business partner when they find out someone punched him in the face.
I do plan on doing that. I feel as if maybe paying the debt in person to the person it is owed would be better than dealing with a business partner.
Very well.
That's fair.
Do we have any more questions?
Do we know anything about, anyway, I guess I'll ask this directly to the DM. Did the rest of us see this, like, wood elf?
Oh yeah, you do. You see Nerissa talking to him at one point.
Did he stand out whatsoever to proc us to, like, ask anything about it, or did he just seem like a normal guard?
He seems to be some sort of mercenary of some kind. He doesn't dress as a city guard, basically. So technically he's a hired mercenary, probably outside the city watch.
Okay, I guess Saul bugs the elder and he's just like, do we know of any outside mercenary groups that might be interested in what's going on inside the city?
The elder thinks there are lots of thieves guilds, and some of those thieves guilds involves mercenaries, basically. Like I said, I'm not sure. We not even know what we're dealing here with, which is why I have people like you investigate it. That does not involve in resulting violence.
We'll continue to do our best then. Yeah.
Please do, and avoid punching people. For the love of that is holy, I am begging you not to do that again.
Understood.
He nods. Well then, off you go. And he just continues reading his paperwork.
100, will I receive that up front?
Or are we evacuating the kids?
Well, as much as possible, I want you to stay quiet with whatever you hear. I don't want you going out in the streets screaming Mr. Nicholson's name about burning orphanage. That's the last thing I want you to do after you just punch his business partner in the face. So I want you to be discreet, keep it to yourselves, and do this as neatly as possible. I'll let you know, Nerissa, if I get gold. If not, you could go meet me in the office and have the kids stay somewhere.
I think the best route going forward is the gold. I will try to find lodging for them tonight. I do appreciate all the effort and accommodations you have given us.
Yes. He nods. Okay, what do you guys do?
I'm going to step out and
Okay.
Did he say that I would receive the gold from up front, or?
He said that he'll try to look for a source where he can get the gold from,
Oh, okay.
and he'll let you know as soon as he does. Okay.
Saul like has a very solemn look in his, and serious look on his face, and he like beckons to the party real quick.
Okay.
I have a very morbid idea if anyone is willing.
Okay. Depending
Okay.
on if it involves punching in the face, because I'm not supposed to do that.
No, I'm saying this like outside once we like left the office and everything. The thing is that if we don't like, according to Nerissa's intelligence gathering, we know for a fact an agent of chaos, we'll call them, is going to show up in the orphanage tonight and burn it down. So, can we not just stake out the orphanage, wait for that to happen, then knock out said agent of chaos and interrogate them?
I'm not allowed to punch them in the face, remember?
Just buy a net.
We
Or manacles.
can resolve this peacefully. So,
Nets or a manacle are peaceful.
can we look around and make sure nobody is following us or listening in on our conversation, please?
Roll perception check.
I'm also asking everyone if they can too.
Okay. For those people who want to look, you can roll perception check.
You look around.
I rolled an 8. Nope.
Nope.
My owl's gonna help me. I'm really bad at this.
Okay.
Get on that one.
Nope.
I got an 18 because advantage.
Okay.
that's pretty good.
How about you, Annette? Are you gonna roll?
Yeah, I'm checking here. So it's pretty bad.
Nope.
I have a 2.
Nope. Luckily for you, your owl, you managed to see above you guys, above the top view of your area. There are people passing around. They do give weird looks to Gnarr, considering he's a tiefling and orc, so which is a bad combination. But other than that, nothing seems to be paying too much attention to what you guys are talking.
So I want to ask Nerissa, aren't we supposed to go back before 5 to give this guy the money?
No, it's tomorrow. I have to be
Tomorrow.
back before 5 for the kids. I do hope that we speak a little bit quietly. I don't know who may be listening in or whatnot. My trust with the elder is a little shaky right now. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of people may be getting bribed in this city. So I plan on getting the kids out of the orphanage and bringing them to the noble place that we are offered as our home base, without anybody seeing, knowing, or any of that. I hope for help from you guys. Of course, if you wish not, that's perfectly fine. And when I receive the 500 from the elder, I will leave to this Nicholson person's estate and apologize for Gnarr's behavior. At that point, do you think you guys can go to investigate the mines by chance?
Yeah,
I'm not sneaky in the slightest, so I'll literally be seen immediately. Also, I can't see in the dark.
I can see perfectly in the dark.
I agree with Nerissa. I really don't trust this elder, and I don't think that we should go to Mendelssohn. Maybe you can go to apologize, but we should not mention absolutely anything about the mines to this guy, because he's going to deny whatever is happening there.
Yes.
And I think that we have to be careful, because if people around the city see us moving kids, that's going to be freaky for everybody. So how are we going to do that?
Ezra can just move them, yeah? She's literally seen moving the children all the time. Isn't that literally her job?
Yeah, I
As
think
the lady who watches them?
Yeah, that maybe she should be doing that, but we shouldn't be around because people are going to ask, what are we doing? I think that we should go on our own and check the mines.
Maybe we could collect their luggage and such. That way they're not seen carrying around the luggage, at least. Or do you have a better idea?
Nope.
I don't really have anything. The only Hail Mary I had was to see if we could stake out the orphanage, to see if we could capture the person who is supposed to be catching it on fire, but that one was shot down, so I don't have anything. I'm not necessarily comfortable trying to go into a close quarter mines in which I probably can't see in, but...
Then would you like to join me on talking to Nicholson?
I am not that personable. I'm good at like two things. Throwing balls of lightning and push-ups.
Then you can stay with the children tomorrow and make sure that they are safe.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Gnarr and Yenret, are you good with going to the mines tomorrow to investigate?
Yep.
Sure.
Alright, and
No,
tomorrow
no,
I will
no.
deal with Nicholson
Mhm.
by myself.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll just... Oh,
Oh, I hear a train.
okay, can we not just all go deal with Nicholson and then all go to the mine, or...
I don't trust Gnarr around him.
And I cannot go there because I'm going to kill that guy. That's why. I cannot go and see the Mendelssohn guy because if he has my family, I'm going to burn him with my breath of my dragon breath. Believe me.
Oh, understandable, but I don't feel comfortable leaving Nerissa to travel on her lonesome.
That's why I suggested you come along.
Yeah, but then it's just the two of us, and I'm like, as much as I trained to be
They're not going
accepted
to do
by...
anything to us in broad daylight.
Okay, they literally threatened to stab us with very sharp objects.
They didn't do it
As
though.
long as we resolve it peacefully, then we should be fine.
We
Also,
are
it's a
literally
good cover.
outsiders, and you're like a disgruntled noble. I'm pretty sure we'd be very easy to make disappear.
I know, but it's also a good cover for the other two.
Well, if you guys feel more comfortable, I think that you guys should go, and maybe Nars and I will stay outside in case something happens. We can all go together, and then we can go to the mines. If you
And then we can
feel-
go to, yeah, that would be much better. Because I would prefer to have some kind of help getting away if everything goes south.
Oh, okay. If that is what we want to do, that's perfectly fine.
Do you guys have helmets or anything? So, oh, actually, wait, Gnarr, you stick out like a sore thumb even with a helmet. As I just look at the people.
Yeah, he has horns, so you're not even
Yeah,
sure how
I-
a helmet would
I
fit.
don't have a head that fits a hat.
Uh-huh.
I have a heavy armor and shield and everything. So
I mean, technically, your partner, you're unlike any adventurers. Your partner sticks out a lot, considering a lot of you are different. Some of you have tails, some of you have horns. You have a dragonborn with you, so technically.
So, genuine question, I guess, that's also very obvious. How is a heavily armored shining dragon a, pardon my, infernal hellspawn, and a not very sneaky, thunder mage supposed to sneak into a mine?
Well, I have dark vision at least, so we don't have to
All
turn
my
any lights.
spells go boom.
And
remember,
Saul,
Remember-
one thing you know is that's a very bad idea to cast powerful spells inside a mine unless you wanna be trapped inside. So, yeah.
That's something.
That's another thing to think.
remember that we are on a mission. We have to save my family. So I'll do whatever I need to do.
Agreed.
Okay, and there's no way we can somehow get a hold of. Oh yeah, we are so ill-equipped to do anything but bum rush something. Okay, let's go apologize, and then we'll go bum rush a mine, I guess. Saul just defeatedly can't think of anything else because we're all just equipped to bum rush things.
YOLO.
Oh, I really cannot wait to get into a good war and a good fight. Believe me.
No.
What could possibly go wrong?
Just
Didn't we
okay,
just
out of
get
character
them
moment.
talking
I'm
to-
out of character moment. I'm sorry. Like my character is only equipped to bum rush things. I literally can't do anything outside that.
Okay. So, what do you guys do? Are you talking outside? Are you talking outside the outside the elder's office?
We're talking and walking.
Okay. So, as you guys are talking, silently, who has the highest passive perception, basically?
Oh, I thought we were all. I was still actively
I had a
looking.
12.
There's no way I'm
I
Well-
have
not
an 11.
looking.
11.
11.
I have a 9.
I have a 10.
Okay, so Gnarr, being very instinctive, you managed. You notice that there's a cart as you guys walking in this busy street. A cart is currently following you guys, and the cart stops, and leaving the cart is an elven, an elven woman, or a half elven woman with blonde hair, nice, this purple, gleaming, glossy purple dress with a book and quill on her hand, wearing glasses, and escorting her is of course the wood elf. So Erwin, basically. Erwin, what happened after that conversation is basically your the business partner, Mr. Hadran, reported what happened to Mr. Nicholson and has ordered you to escort Mr. Nicholson's secretary to find the noble that introduced herself as Nerissa. And you see this wood elf and this secretary, this female secretary, approach you guys slowly and says, "Excuse me, may I please talk to Nerissa?" And she's looking around and looks at you, Nerissa. "Are you Miss Nerissa, perhaps?"
Yes, I am. What seems to be the issue?
Yes, my name is... let me just check her name again. Where is it? Well, my name is... I'm the secretary of Mr. Mr. Mendel Nicholson. And I was tasked to escort you to his office, basically. Do you have time to, talk to him, perhaps?
Oh, I apologize. We were actually just sent on a mission via the Elder. I do not have the time to do it today. I was planning on going to the Nicholsons tomorrow, though.
Oh, I see. Where can we find you in case? We need to find you again. In case you do not appear tomorrow.
Oh, I know tomorrow I will be coming, but if I do not show up for some ungodly known reason, I will usually be at the Elder's house.
And
or the Elder's office.
May we please know who's this elder you speak of?
He is
Elder Harris.
He looks at you, Gnarr. Oh, Elder Adro. Splendid.
Yes.
Well then, Mr. Nicholson will be expecting you tomorrow then, and have a good day. And
Alright, thank you so much.
no problem. And what you call Erenwyn, the elven woman, which is Mr. Nicholson's secretary, gestures for you to come with her, and you guys ride the cart, leaving the city, basically. Unless you want to do something. Do you wanna? Unless you wanna say something, basically.
I mean, I smile at Arwenwyn and nod my head.
Erenwyn, do you do something?
I'll give a
Okay.
I'll give a little nod back, and I'll also give the stink eye to the guy that punched my current employer.
Okay, so Gnarr, basically. Gnarr, do you do
I
something?
just I put my hand up and wave at him and smile.
Okay.
It's like bold move earlier, guy, punching my employer there. I get he's kind of a dick, but it's probably uncalled for.
There's a lot that's uncalled for in this world. It's just a matter of what is called for action after.
Yeah, I suppose you're right there, but I almost had to stab you, and I'd rather not. I'm all for playing the guard, but I'd rather not get my hands that dirty.
Okay.
Oh,
so
you
here's
rather
a
not get
question.
your hands that dirty.
I got a
Yeah.
question for you, good sir.
And what would that be?
How much do you get paid?
I would say, Erenwyn, the job that you're paid to is somewhere around 350 gold, 350 gold, basically, and now it's gonna get higher if for the other job, basically, the one that the noble whispered to you about outside the orphanage.
Yeah, standard going fare for a job like this is about 350, but I was promised a little bonus for something I'd rather not disclose.
Making good money.
It comes with the job when you've been around as long as I have, at least.
You hiring?
That depends. How skilled are you?
I punched your boss in the face and got away with it.
Okay. Anybody can bribe a city guard. They're easily manipulated. But how good are you at plundering?
Let's just put it this way. Have you ever heard of the clan Strom Slasher?
I want you to, what you call, Erwin, I want you to roll history check, basically.
I got an 11.
11. It does, what you call, it does ring a bell, but nothing, you've heard of it from rumors, basically, but that's pretty much it.
I've heard hearsay, nothing solid.
Well, that's my last name. And if you've heard rumors of what my clan can do, you know there's something to it.
Rumors are rumors until I have proof.
Well, proof standing in front of you. So, tell you what, I'd like an interview. And this way, I can talk to your boss and see what's up.
To get to my boss, you'd have to go through the guy that hired me, which you punched in the face.
Cool. Then he knows that I'm capable.
Yeah, but I can't imagine he'd enjoy seeing you around again. But, you know, feel free, go nuts. I'm sure they'd put you in touch with my company.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So, the elven secretary gestures for you, Erwin, to ride the cart, and
Can I say one last thing
Okay.
before he leaves?
yeah, sure.
She just smiles and continues to smile, even though her tone is a little bit sharper. Are you really prepared to do anything for money?
Like I said, I'd prefer to not get my hands dirty. If I can find some way out of dirtying my hands, I'd much prefer it than doing what I was whispered to do.
Just please make the right choice tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. If I can't find a way of getting away with it, it might just not happen.
Alright. I wish you would do.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll see you around. I feel like this isn't our last encounter.
Probably not.
Okay, so Erwin, you ride the cart, and then the driver closes the cart as the cart leaves, leaving you, all four of you, to what you call to do your own, to leave you all four of you alone. So what do you guys do? Yeah.
So Saul just looks at like everybody. So is that the guy that's supposed to be burning down the orphanage, or what am I missing here?
Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little something before we get into that. So I got an idea.
Okay, let me hear.
So clearly, the noble is looking to hire people to do dirty deeds done not so cheap. So I'm thinking, me and my charismatic face might get hired to do goon squad stuff. And if I can get hired to be on the payroll, maybe I can wander into those mines without being hazed, if you get my drift. So this way we can find out more about Yenret's people, and I could possibly, if I'm on the detail for burning down the orphanage, I could somehow forget how to do that.
Okay, that temporarily solves the issue, I suppose. Yeah. Because as soon as you forget how to burn down an orphanage, you're gonna get fired. I'm assuming.
Yes, that's true, but the point of the matter is that you would gain information that we did not have earlier.
You're not wrong.
So it's really more along the lines of I was ordered not to be violent with the nobles. And I could think of no better way than to not be violent by doing the exact thing the noble wants. So if you get my drift, I can be kind of an inside man on this if we want to do that. But that's completely up to you guys. I'm not going to approach this without consent.
I think that's a very good idea.
It's
a
probably
good
the
plan.
best idea we have, as long as you don't get trapped in something, because you did punch a noble in the face.
Yes, that's true. And then I could, play it up. Wisdom's not my best part, but I am smart enough to know that a good display of power in that kind of standing usually gets noticed. If you reported to his boss that he got punched in the face, it's like, yes, I punched your subordinate in the face. That also means I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
I don't see any other option then, yeah. That's probably the most non-violent option we've come up with, other than storming a mine, spells blazing.
But this way I could at least volunteer to do mine detail, see if her family's down there, and if they are, report back. And then we figure out who shifts what. And on my shift, oops, I fell asleep.
If things line up correctly, then me and Yenret can look after the orphanage. You can then get assigned to mine duty, scout that out, and then we should be able to meet all up again, yeah?
Yep.
Sounds like a plan to me.
That's a plan. Yep.
Okay, so as you guys, try to plan, and try to come up with an idea of how to resolve this issue as you guys head to the orphanage. I think this would be the best time to end tonight's episode, basically. So, yep. Again, Friday night.